Well, as the summer wraps up, there's a ton of buzz around some of the biggest new films slated to premiere this month. But first, let's talk VMAs, which are just a few short weeks away, Vicky.
Fans are ready to see some of their favorite musicians take the stage, such as Sabrina Carpenter, Glorilla, and Camila Cabello. And just hours ago, MTV announced that Megan Thee Stallion will host the awards show. TV personality and host of The Baker Show podcast, Baker Machado, joins us now. Hey, Baker. Great to see you, as always. So we hear some of the new artists have been added to the list now of performers. What can fans expect from this year's VMAs?
You just announced the big news just a few moments ago. MTV announcing who the host is. Megan Thee Stallion, fresh off of going and campaigning for Kamala Harris just a few weeks ago. She's going to be performing. She's also up for 5 awards over at the VMAs as well. Another round of performers announced this week includes Lenny Kravitz, who has not performed at the VMAs in 25 years. The last time he did, he performed with Madonna in that famous song Ray of Light back in 1998. Also, Halsey is going to be performing as well. And as you mentioned, Sabrina Carpenter, Camila Cabello, Blackpink's Lisa and Boone Benson also performing. And the other big one, Chappell Roan, who has had the biggest year pretty much of any artist so far. Yes, Hot to Go. Yes, you got it. Of course you did. So she's performing there as well. Katy Perry going to get the Vanguard Award, the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award. And the big news on this, MTV had to move the date of the VMAs to Wednesday, September the 11th, because originally it was on September the 10th, which we all know is the first presidential debate. So they don't want to, they want counter programming for that.
I mean, I'd say that was a good decision. That was a smart choice. All right. You mentioned Lenny Kravitz. His daughter is actually making her directorial debut. Tell us about Blink Twice. It is, right?
Yes, indeed. And this is getting a lot of buzz right now, guys. The reviews are coming in for Zoë Kravitz's post-Me Too sort of thriller movie that's out there, also starring Channing Tatum, which we'll get to in just a moment.
He's her love interest.
Yes, exactly, which I'll get to in a second. Now, Amazon MGM just issued a trigger warning ahead of the movie, guys, alerting viewers to the depictions of sexual violence and abuse in this film. You typically see that in things like 13 Reasons Why and a bunch of other things as well. For those that don't know, this movie centers around a tech billionaire who's played by Channing Tatum, who brings a waitress played by Naomi Ackie to his private island. Things go from good to really, really bad, really, really quick. By the way, reviews, as I mentioned, really good on this. But as you said, all attention is being drawn to Zoë Kravitz and to Channing Tatum. Interestingly, she had pitched the idea to Channing Tatum to be in this movie years ago. So this was years before they were even dating. They barely even knew each other. And over time of them doing this film, that's when the chemistry started to create. And now we see them now engaged and potentially going down the aisle.
So he accepted this when
of course,
she first brought it.
Smart move by him. Exactly. Good job, Magic Mike.
Twice. That trailer looks really good.
Yes.
Okay, so more information continues to come to light about the whole J-Lo, Ben Affleck split. What's the latest?
Oh my gosh, every day something weird happens. Ain't that funny how this happens? Guys, so J-Lo, of course, this week filed for divorce on the anniversary of their second wedding ceremony. She did list the separation date as April, so we knew the whole summer that they hadn't been spending together, so clearly they had been separated, and this is why they sold their $60 million house as well. Did you guys, by the way, see Ben Affleck get that shout-out from Mindy Kaling last night at the DNC, when she was talking about all these good things from Boston, and she shouted out, "Hang in there, Ben, it's okay, you got this." So TMZ is reporting that there's not a prenup here whatsoever, so they're going to have to sort of divvy up the finances. But the reason why this is getting more news today is an old interview that Jennifer Lopez did back in 2022 with Zane Lowe over at Apple Music is now getting resurfaced. And in that interview, Jennifer says that Ben had basically committed to her so much that they were going to stay together this time that he got engraved in her wedding or in her engagement band, not going anywhere in the engagement band. And we saw what happened from there.
I know, we hate to see it.
Yeah, we don't like to see it.
Do we know who's worth more, by the way? We keep talking about this prenup.
I think she is worth more than that, but you would have to assume, I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but I would have to...
Love don't cost a thing.
Amen. But I would have to assume the fact that she's filed the divorce papers pre-pro without an attorney.
Yeah, without an attorney, which is also
and there's no prenup involved here, that they must be sort of unaware of where their finances are at and who's going to be controlling a lot of that stuff.
How fast can you talk with 20 seconds telling me what to watch this weekend?
Oh, God, where to even start? By the way, there's a ton of good movies to watch. The Crow is coming out this weekend in theaters. You could basically watch the second part of that 90s show. The third season is dropping this weekend. And the film The Killers over on Peacock as well is available.
So good. You're so good.
Baker Machado, look at that man. He can do anything.
Yes, I can.
Stay right here. You're watching Daily.
Thank you, Baker.